Hey, the guys, it's Metro. We got a bit of, it feels like honestly like an intervention coming at you here today. Okay, you guys saw the video I made yesterday, hopefully. And if you didn't, I would pause this and go watch that one. We're talking a lot about how low keys are difficult and not, and quote unquote difficult, what that means. And a lot of it's unfortunately because of this one person that's been in my Discord and around the channel. I actually did a review on their footage from Eric Cara a while ago. Okay, and in that footage, I think it's a very fair representation of what happened. We watched the tank act like a complete idiot and pull a bunch of trash together that should never be combined, and they wiped to it. And they sent me the footage asking for help and how they could improve on it. And it's like the time was like, there's nothing you need to improve on. Like the tank fucked you, and that's it. We learned a little bit about how to optimize the UI, so we see that today. Playing, more defensively, like more aggressive with defensives, I think was a big thing in that footage. But that was like legitimately it. Like, nobody failed a healing check. It was straight up just the tank being an idiot, right? Okay, so now we're back. It's season 2 now. This person's back. I'm going to show you the Discord, okay? This is it feels like an intervention. I don't want to offend anybody here, but like everybody, I need your guys' help, basically. It was what I'm trying to tell you. I need your guys' help because I feel like my voice is not enough. I have not made the impact I had hoped to make by, making the first video and trying to help this person. Okay. So I failed. I failed them in some way. So we see comments like this, right? This is because, okay. So yeah, this is kind of important. I went to bed. I was 30th Death Knight in the world. Then they nerfed the dungeons. I wake up and now I'm 60th in the world. So we're talking about like, whoa, they really nerf stuff, right? Highest key at the time I think was a 13, and now it's a 14, right? So like a whole dungeon level has gone up because of this. Okay, yeah. So this person is basically saying stuff like this the whole time. At least 3s and 4s are possible now. Okay, me and Copper talking. Yesterday, 2s were somewhere between non-viable and impossible, meaning before the changes, the 10% damage reduction was enough to make 2s non-viable. No fixes whatsoever in 2s, though. Don't forget. I think that's Griffin says, players that, talking about the fact that deaths don't attribute to the timer. They did not make it any more possible. Okay. Today I'm getting declined from 3s as a healer. So to see people talk about struggling with 7s and up yesterday, that's beyond batshit insane to me. I'm not even playing the same fucking game as they are at this point. I guess it seems to indicate that they had no idea that people were already doing 14s. So anyway, I asked him to get me a review. I'll do a review for you. I'll try to help you out again. Here comes the conversation. This is kind of why we're making the video now. I asked, like, what makes a 2 sound impossible? The person said I did 1.1 million HPS, and that was not enough to keep people alive. Okay, this is like a dramatic oversimplification. If you actually play a healer, I don't know. I don't want to insult anybody, but it's like, this is not how healing works. This is not how healing works. It doesn't work this way. I don't know why people say these things. You could do 9.9 million HPS and people could still die. That's just how the game works. It's not like it's not whack-a-mole, you know what I mean? Like, people could fall off a cliff. They could die while you're doing high HPS. That's not how the game works. So anyway, they got a piece of footage. 3 mother load. I failed a trash heal check and a boss heal check. That's what we're going to be looking at today, okay? So again, conversation goes on. They send me the video, right? Or even before that, another person in Discord is talking about being, I don't know why they're asking, like, they're surprised that we're not double upgrading the 10s. I don't know why they're bringing that up. I'm not surprised that we're not double upgrading the 10s, but of course this person now gets back in the conversation saying, like, wait, people are double upgrading 10s? That's possible, kind of thing? And I was like, yeah. I mean, there's people doing 14s right now, so obviously people could double upgrade 10s. And then they reply saying, like, I'm bad, I guess, basically. I don't know. So anyway, so they sent me the email. We're going to be taking a look at this today, okay? So again, starting the key out by saying this. I would really recommend not doing this. One way, even if you feel true. I guess if there was one point of clarification I still need on this is, do you feel like you suck or do you feel like the game's too hard? That was just like, if you could put it in a binary way, is the game too hard? Or is it you? That's all I would want to know before we continue. And then hopefully we can have this conversation one way or the other. But, when you say that, like, I guess it doesn't even really matter what side of that you're on. Because when you say that to a group, I don't want to be in a group with you, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if I see my healer say that to me about a 3, It's like, oh boy. Like, that's a really bad look. Okay, so that it's not gonna be related to this key's success at all. But it's like, don't say shit like this, man. Unless you're just saying like, yo, Blizzard really, like, unless you're blaming Blizzard, like that guy in the key yesterday, basically. Just don't talk about this. Like, just try your best. I guess. I mean, I don't know what to say. Okay, I'm just gonna also let you know this footage is fucked up. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's like super fucked up. Like, I can barely navigate through the dungeon. But here's the pack. Okay, you're gonna already immediately see they wiped to this pack. I got to show you this. Like, you're gonna have to put up with this. I don't have time to edit this, so you're gonna have to put up with this. It's really, really, really weird, the footage. I apologize. But okay, so let's just like watch it play out. All right, because while we do, we talk about the other stuff, right? So the UI, we talked a lot about the UI in the last video. I think it's a lot better. I definitely do not like this texture still. You have it both on the bars and the actual healing stuff. You have it everywhere. I would get rid of this. Like, quick. Get rid. Don't walk, sprint, right? Like, get the fuck rid of this texture. I guess you like the way it looks, but it's like there's too much texture to it. It makes it hard to see. Do you not think that? It's too dark. Like, I don't know why you would want this, especially when the game's normally so bright. Like, I feel like it's really hard to see at a glance, like the color gradients here. So one last UI conversation. Again, don't know anything about Holy Pally. If you guys see any actual Holy Pally gameplay, let me know. But this is this I asked to be clarified on. They said I failed the heal check here. Okay, watch this. The tank pulls the vendor, the assassin, and the thug into the peacekeeper. I think it's like the warlock or somebody back there aggroes 2 more thugs, and they're gonna wipe to this. Watch how they wipe to this. Okay, watch the healing frames. Okay, everybody's alive right now. You're keeping everybody alive. 100% of people are alive right now. Here comes the green circles. Watch this, right? Green circles come out. Still everybody alive. I got to try to pause it. Everybody alive. Disoriented. You got hit by a mechanic. What do you mean? Like, in what way did you fail a healing check? You got hit by a mechanic. And then this this guy aggros even more stuff. But let's try to break this down. Let's see if we can go back here. It's like not working well. But like, let's try to watch this again because it's not a heal check. Like, the other people are allowed to make mistakes in the dungeon. You gotta get that in your head. I need you guys, the comments need to be filled with this sentiment. Like, please help this person understand that this is an error on the tank's part, okay? To do this is incredibly stupid. It's just so freaking stupid. Watch how I do it. I did this on a 9 or maybe even a 10, and it's like you fight this mob alone. This is the hardest mob in the area. It's a hugely displacing mechanic. You do not want to be fighting other enemies that have displacing mechanics on top of it. This is ridiculously stupid in a pug, especially a low-key pug. So we're going to pull basically 3 of the hardest mob types all in the area together. I don't know how this aggroes. I don't know. It honestly kind of looks like maybe the paladin actually goes and gets it. I don't know how it aggroes. It might be like, it looks like maybe a warlock or something. So anyway, this is really funny though. Watch. So here comes, so these thugs, if you guys don't know. So first of all, here we go. Fan of Knives. We need to stop that. So we now have 2 different things that we now have to constantly kick and stop. And then we have the thug. The thugs, there's 3 thugs now. Watch, they're going to do this to him. This is hilarious. This circle is a knockback. And if you hit other people, it'll knock them back too, right? Watch, you're going to get knocked back from this. You're in the air. You land on a structure. You landed on a structure. You know, you don't want to be out here. This is not a healing check. We didn't fail a healing. I mean, come on, man. We're on a structure right now. we shouldn't be up there. So anyway, yeah, things continue to get ridiculous. Yeah, we bubble. Good. That's better because that was another thing we talked about in the video, kind of being more aggressive with our defensives. So really, really good use of bubble there. But yeah, the bubble's going to end. It's now over, and we're kind of just backpedaling in the green thing, literally backpedaling in it. And we get disoriented. And as we do, again, before the look at the screen. Before the disorient, all 5 people are alive. You did not fail the healing check. You failed the mechanics check, technically, right? Like, if you want to even call any of this that's what you failed. You got hit by a mechanic, and then you died. And everybody else died, and then this guy aggroed more mobs. So everybody's going to die one way or the other. Like, I mean, what can I say to help you understand that? Like, I don't know if we're blaming Blizzard for this. I don't know if we're blaming ourselves for this. You'd be better off blaming the group for, like, I mean, I don't love that. I don't love people who blame the group for this, but it's definitely not either of those two things. You know what I mean? Like, definitely not. This is not something like, oh, how can I play better here? I'll try to use wings this way. I'll bubble that. I'll put sack on this guy. Tell the fucking people to not aggro this shit, man. Like, that's how you play better in this situation. Fight. First of all, what is going on here? Look at this. The mob did not reset health. Bizarre, right? I don't know. It's just, I don't know how to help you understand that this is not your mistake. Could you have saved these people through that? Yeah, absolutely. Don't get hit by the green circle. But otherwise, they should not exist. And look at, you take the time to type that out. Told you I'd fail heal checks as we're in combat with the stuff that just almost wiped us. Like, why would you type that? What is the point of typing that? I don't know if this is like a self-confidence thing. I guess it is, like, based on that comment, right? You need to work on this. Like, this is a lesson that you should learn for the real life. For real life. I take lessons from WoW all the time. I think some of the most important lessons I've learned in my life are from WoW, to be honest. So this one is like a slam dunk. Yeah. You learn this lesson here. You are like, and again, people aggro trash, right? You are not the root of all failure. Sometimes things are beyond your control. And in WoW, sometimes things could be salvaged by you. But you need to have that ability to understand that sometimes you shouldn't be expected to salvage them. Like, if you did keep everybody alive there, if nobody died there, if you never got hit by the green circle, no mistakes happened, it would be like a crazy play. Like, you would be looked at as like, whoa, you deserve praise for that. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen in the game anymore. But in the early days of the game, people would be like, oh, nice heals or great tanking. Like, people used to say that all the time in dungeons when people would make a big play out of that situation. They don't do that anymore. But you have to identify it for yourself. You have to give yourself that pat on the back, because that's the situation here. Like, we have this level of cluelessness from this tank again. He's fighting this pack, doesn't know the Peacekeeper's going to walk right into him. We're in the same situation now. You know what I mean? There's just more space. So we're going to get away with it. And the key's a joke. Look at the friggin' DPS chart. 2 million DPS on one player. The BM Hunter is doing 500k DPS. And the pack's dying in like 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, this is a joke. You have to just be able to objectively look at these things. And I don't know how to help you with that, because if you refuse to do that, if you can't look at these things and be like, oh, yeah, okay, like, this is just a mistake, like, whatever. This is just pugging. This is just what happens when you pug. I don't know. So anyway, the other thing we want to take a look at here is the second boss. Again, bear with me, because we're going to have to deal with all these problems with this footage. But the second boss, he says, we failed as well. Okay, so they killed the first boss, no problem. Some of the hardest trash here, no issues. They upgrade this key, by the way. This is an upgrade. Upgraded 3. I don't see anything on the screen indicating how much time is left in this dungeon. I don't see anything on the screen indicating that this is a Mythic Plus. Like, I guess it is, but it doesn't show up. So I don't know why you don't have that on screen, but that would be helpful to have on the screen, especially if you would like reviews. Okay, so watch the second boss. Okay, so I'm going to go through this whole boss, because this boss has changed a lot. In the second boss, there used to be multiple ads. You used to have to kill him every time. Now, basically, only one needs to die. The other one can just be kited. And you can kill it, but it just respawns effectively, okay? That's the way to look at it. So the highest health mob always gets enraged, okay? And so we can see this yellow thing that's like an icon for the enrage. So that one is now tankable. The other one is now kiteable. All right. So we see the Shadow Priest has the kiting one, which is not great, but somebody has to have it. Ideally, it would have been your hunter. Somebody has to have it. The other one just gets DPS down. And we see, like, again, if you want perspective for this, go watch I have a spreadsheet. I don't know, dude, like, people might not know this. I have a spreadsheet with every run. Go look at it's been a while now. Motherload 9. Go look at this key, okay? Go find the VOD. Go to the VOD. I'm gonna do it for you. Watch. Let's find the VOD. This works, so it's easy to navigate. We're gonna go to the second boss, right? Watch how long it takes us to kill this second boss. The ads. Watch the ads, okay? You don't even have these affixes. Look at the ads. So you're gonna be able to see how easy this fight actually is. Look at it. Here's the ad. Watch it. This is real time. I'm not editing any of this. I don't have time for this. We're watching this die in real time. Okay? You can see the DPS chart. You can see the HPS chart. This is what it looks like on a 9, okay? Like, this is very, 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 very important to understand this. You need to see this, okay? So there you go. You see that it took like 15, 20 seconds to die, right? Now watch this. Pause this, go back here. Watch this next ad die. Okay, so this ad is now fixated. We can kill this. There's no reason to kill it because it's just going to respawn. I guess one of the side effects of killing it is that another one respawns on a new fixated target. I don't know that that's... Does it refixate on its own? I don't know. But because it's such a low key, you kill it so fast that there is time when there's no ad up. So it can be kind of beneficial, okay? Watch this. We're going to try to get all of this like here, okay? So both of these are on the Warlock. One's going to get targeted and empowered, okay? The highest health one of the two always gets empowered and healed up as well. Just to prevent you from cheesing it, okay? 100 million health. Watch this. 1632 is the time right now. Watch this thing die. Just totally on it. Look at this. It's like taking longer than the 9. Do you see this? Like, this is the difference. Look at this. 1632. It is now dead. It's finally dead. 1654. The mob had 100 million health. Okay? Like, you got to be able to look at this objectively and see this. So, like, whatever else happens on this fight, like, this is a... Like, it's just not being done well. Like, if anything goes wrong, it's not always the healer's fault. Maybe you've been indoctrinated into this culture where people always try to blame somebody else for it, but it's like, I don't know. Like, it's not a hard fight. This is not a level. You can clearly see good examples of a level that would be difficult, and you see a similar thing happening at this level. So that should tell you that it's not Blizzard, right? Like, that should very clearly tell you it's not Blizzard. Okay, so I guess we're going to have some deaths here, and we need to respond to that now. So the Warlock is the guy who was fixated, right, the whole time? I remember the double fixated on Warlock. We're going to have to really battle through this footage. I apologize. But I want to help this person. So, okay, we have the double fixate. It's on the Warlock still, I think, right? It's hard to tell. I think the eyes are underneath this green dot thing. I don't know what the green dot thing is. Some kind of dot or some debuff. Yeah, okay. So the Warlock's being fixated, okay? They're going to die here. I guess they've been meleeed. I think if you get meleeed by the ad, you get a bleed. Is that what this green dot is meant to be? It's like a missing texture for the bleed or something. So they've been meleeed by the ad. They die to a mistake. They get hit by something they're not supposed to get hit by. Do you understand that? That's avoidable damage, okay? And we're struggling to keep them up, which honestly, I don't like... We have land hands, don't we? I don't know. You could bop the bleed off, probably. I mean, I assume you can get the bleed off them. But yeah, they're just basically going to just die to the bleed, I guess. I don't... Like, they don't seem to take any damage from any other source. And then, so they die. And then yeah. Okay, and then... So we haven't... Okay, I didn't even notice this the first time I looked at this. We're going to wipe here because of this mob's not dead. So it's a really good thing that I showed you the footage from my key, right? You saw how... It goes in a 9. And you see how it's going in a 3. With no affixes, nothing stopping you from killing this mob. We don't kill it. The mob's alive. You guys all died to that. You failed to kill the mob. If the mob is alive and he does the shatter mechanic, everybody dies. It's a DPS fault. The DPS didn't kill the ad. You let the Warlock die, maybe. Quote unquote, maybe, right? But... It's fucking 3. Like, I mean, it's maddening. It makes me want to pull my hair out. I'm watching a 3 have a lower DPS cadence than a 9. And then the response, I told you I'd fail the healing checks. And they wipe. The hunter accurately corrects the record, says it's not a healing check. So at least somebody knows. Like, he says you gotta kill the empower ad before the cast. Then the priest says, no, that's probably on me. Oh, okay. Everybody's just kind of sharing the blame. Good, I guess. That's better than blame game or something, but I don't, like, what do you, I don't know what to say here, man. Like, what is it that you, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I just, like, I hope that this helps. I just hope that this helps. If anybody knows what to say or do, please, like, I don't know. This is not... Yeah, this is not that. It's really not that. It's like the game is hard because people make it hard. The pug world makes it hard. People don't do the fights well. They don't know the fight. I mean, unfortunately, it sounds like you don't know the fights either, because you're talking about failing heal checks when people are killing ads and failing heal checks when you're standing in mechanics. Like, I did recommend going on the PTR last time. You remember? That would have helped, I think. If you learned all these dungeons on the PTR, you might not feel like this. Now that the season's out, I don't know, but I don't know. I just had to get that done, and please try your best to help. Whatever, if you see any Holy Pally stuff, if you see any other stuff, let me know. But they literally upgrade this game. There's another death here. I don't know. You can't see how many deaths there are. The footage is like too hard to navigate through, so I can't like go through the whole footage properly like I normally do for a regular video. But yeah, they upgrade the key. Like, look, try to go to the end. This is an upgrade. This is a successful key. Okay. Sometimes people make mistakes. And so, like, I think the fact that it's a successful key, the fact that it's an upgrade, should tell you. Like, you know, are we still, like, talking about blaming Blizzard? It's like the game told you you succeeded, despite these ridiculous mistakes. Despite a tank trying to pull, like, half the dungeon in one pull. And look, they're all excited. See how, you can even see that? You can't even see that. But it's like they're all excited. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, we did it. This is a positive. We didn't fail. Yippee, says the priest. GG. Everybody's happy. You should be happy too. Just yeah, compartmentalize the failures. That's all you got to do. That's step one. And if you have questions, let me know. But I hope you guys can help in some way.